thinking about buying the Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2, Xbox really needs to find a better name for this thing. Well, you're in luck. I've been using this controller for 1 year, so here's my long-term review about the Xbox Series 2 Elite controller. I'm 30 years old and I've been gaming for a long time. I've been with Xbox since Xbox made their first Xbox. I'm gonna give you my honest review about the newest controller they put out. So right away, I can tell you that I love the weight of this controller. And that's important when you're gaming, to feel the weight, because I really want the controller to sit in my hands. The one thing I can say about this controller that I find a little weird is the texture. The texture at first is kind of deceiving, because your hands are kind of slippery on them. The more you use it, the better it feels in your hands, because this texture kind of like handles sweat really well. Standard buttons. I use every single button on this controller when I'm playing one game of Rocket League. I managed to use every single input, and if you want to know what my keybinds are, video up here. So just click on this video here and I'll explain my keybinds in another video. But as a long-term review, I mean, I'm not experiencing any stick drift on this controller yet, but I did experience it on the older controllers. I was unlucky and I got one. But that was only after using it for 1,000 hours. So I mean, the controller is still a mechanical object, so the more you use something mechanical, the more it wears out, no matter what you buy, right? Yeah, but my N64 controller, trust me, use it for 4,000 hours and you're gonna experience some sort of thumbstick problem, right? So for exactly $229.96 Canadian, you can buy yourself the Xbox Elite Wireless Controller. I know this is a big buy and it's scary for a lot of people. Just check out the link in the description below and it'll take you exactly to the Xbox Elite 2 Series controller. I'll bring you directly to the page where you can buy your own Xbox controllers. I highly recommend to buy this controller if you're running out of keybinds. If you're playing with the regular Xbox controller and you run out of space and you feel like your fingers that are useless in the back definitely need to be doing something, then that is one of the reasons I was starting to look at a controller with paddles. I was always an Xbox fan, so I started with the Xbox Elite 1 controller, the first one they made, and I used it for at least 2,000 hours. This one's on 1,000 hours in. I actually used the original paddles, but you can swap paddles from controller to controller. It still works. Shorter paddles on here, definitely more response time. Triggers are all adjustable, right? You can adjust if you were a first-person shooter guy and you like to be quick on your triggers, well, you can adjust them, get more speed. Do not do it for Rocket League because you actually drive slower. As for thumbstick adjustments, you could adjust so much on this controller. I literally left it standard because I'm good with it. So if I start experiencing any stick drift, you could always play with your dead zone in your gameplay, right? So there's not much to say about these controllers other than the fact that I highly recommend to buy them, whatever model they come out next. The way I set up my keybinds on this controller is impossible to do with a standard Xbox controller. So your gaming level definitely goes up a notch if you go with this controller. The feel, the weight definitely feels like good quality material. I highly recommend to get this controller. And they are not a sponsor. This is just my personal opinion. Anyways, I hope this helps. See you guys next time. Peace out.